ATL, Zone 6, hardcore season. G smooth, what? Tables break, crack, crack. Red clay king, put the South on the map. G smooth, what? Chair swing, bang, bang. Hardcore pressure, bang. Feel that pain. Step in the ring like a warehouse brawl, Dustin Air, Georgia on the wall. Boot to the chest, still in my grip, ball wide dreams. I never slip from the bluff to the dome. I earn my name, did it for the city, never for fame. Tables get stacked, I'm climbing high. Southside savage, I never die. Concrete hard, no fear in my stare. Chair shot, echo through the air. They talk tough, but they all fall flat. Red clay roots can't bury that. G smooth, what? Tables break, crack, crack. Red clay king, put the South on the map. G smooth, what? Chair swing, bang, bang. Hardcore pressure. Pain. I'm the monster they created in the Georgia heat. Smell the iron in the sweat on the dirty street. This ain't a game, it's a war in the red mud. Sacrifice the body, give them sweat and blood. I got the crown made of thorns and rusted wire. Every time I drop a body, set the ring on fire. From the underground pits to the bright lights, I'm the king of the struggle, king of fight. No referee can stop the damage I'm bringing. Listen to the sound of the metal bells ringing. ATL on my back, I lead the stampede. Hardcore royalty, that's a different breed. G smooth. What? Table break, crack, crack. Red clay king, put the South on the map. G smooth, what? Chair swing, bang, bang. Hardcore pressure, bang. Feel that pain. Zone 6, red clay war. We don't stop.
Lori, good morning to you, Bessie. Thank you for that heart meet. Y'all, welcome to another edition of Hashtag I'm Gonna Say It. This is your self-proclaimed favorite news reporter, Mr. Breaking News, G Smooth. How's everybody doing today? It's a terrific, it's a wonderful Wednesday. That's what it is. It's a wonderful Wednesday. Man, it's been some crazy stuff going on, but with the Nolan Wells case, things keep coming out piece by piece. And I think, if you ask me, I think that everything is going the way it should be going. You know, of course, we want it solved instantly. We want justice instantly. But I think this is for a bigger reason that is happening. I think it's more so to bring awareness as to how the judicial system in places, most places, are definitely corrupt. It shows how they play and look out for each other. Allison, good morning to you, beautiful. How are you? And I also think it brings to light one of the most sinister actions that has happened in this country. Yeah, I know we celebrated 250 years, but hadn't much changed from 400. It's the same thing pretty much. Now, in saying that, I also still would like to extend my condolences to Nolan's family. And y'all, we've said it before, man, and I'll say it again. This is something that we all need to stop and think about and analyze. The term friends is used loosely nowadays. You know, back in the day, saying somebody was your friend meant something. Oh, you welcome. You know I check on my people. Saying somebody was your friend meant something. But now, this shows us that there is a stark difference between calling somebody a friend and them actually being a friend. I get it. I know Bart and Nolan didn't really know each other like that. They weren't considered friends. But you see, people who claim to be Nolan's friends were friends with Bart. And as it was saying, thank you, Rudy. As it was saying in the as it was stated in the beginning, these people were actually trying to leave Nolan. They didn't even want him to join them on Horn Island, allegedly. allegedly. Now we're going to listen to Tisa Tales, and she's going to go more in depth into this particular subject. But y'all know she's already stated she's got ADD, so sometimes she rambles in between. Trina, welcome in, beautiful. Thank you for that heart me. Y'all keep double tapping that screen. Share if you care, gift and uplift. I tried to bring it to where, can y'all see the pictures up top? I tried to fix it so where you can see it. We got Nolan right here. You've got Katie in the middle, and Bart is over here. Now we have a friend that is going to be the starting quarterback at the University of Wyoming, Tyler Hughes. And Bart is the kicker for Wyoming. I'm going to have to reach out to Tyler after this show and let him know. Nephew, nah. I know we post you the quarterback, you post to rally around the team, but this teammate, let's just hold off on that for a minute. All right? This is what I'm gonna convey to him. But I know that they didn't want him to come, and you'll hear it. I'm not gonna tell you all more. I'm gonna let you hear it. That way, she can break it down to y'all better than I can. Okay, Lori. Good morning to you, bestie.
Good morning.
I was gonna finish that opening dialogue, and then I wanted to talk to you, check on you, see how you was doing.
Okay. I'm doing fine. Doing fine. Got to go to the back doctor in Paducah again today, see where we go from her. And
Okay.
so I get a road trip today. Yay!
This is not where I wanted to go as far as destination, but you know, I get
No,
you. I get
no.
you.
Any destination out of Hostage County is a good destination.
Oh, she said hostage. That's the name of the county for real.
No, it's
Oh,
Hopkins County.
Hopkins. Okay, Hopkins.
We call
Okay.
it Hostage County because once you get here, you can't get out.
Oh, Lord. Okay, I'll make sure not to go that way.
Don't go to Hostage County. I'll
Yeah,
meet
no,
you
I'm
in
good.
I'll meet you in Paducah, brother.
Yes, yes. Now Paducah has been good to me, so I definitely go back to Paducah. Have great fun over there.
That's where I'm going today. So if
I'm trying to get
if
lost on purpose.
if
Don't come back.
if it ever happens, I'll meet you in Paducah.
That sounds like a plan to me.
So
How's
you
Reaper
can
doing?
get. Oh, he's doing fine, doing just fine. I think he's dreading this drive today, but
You got to keep
that's
us
okay.
posted, bestie.
Yeah, we have a blast on our road trips. So I just
Okay.
need to go a little farther than Paducah.
Yeah, yeah. Now, are y'all still trying to get to Arkansas?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
3,000 standing between us and getting there. And I guess the good Lord just ain't ready for us to go yet. So,
Well, I'll tell you what we should do, if you don't mind, if it's okay with you. Start putting during the broadcast. If you, I know y'all promote my CA, and that's perfect. I appreciate that. But make sure you posting yours as well in here, so people, you see what I'm saying, can get
you
eyes
sure,
on it.
Bestie?
I'm absolutely sure. Like, you know, we get different people in, so you never know whose heart may be in position to give. It might be on their heart to give. And so, yeah, I'm absolutely 1,000% sure. Make sure you add your information in there too throughout the live, please.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Bestie. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, I love y'all.
We love you.
All right, y'all. We about to see, is
You
Bart guilty?
know, I never heard of Bart till yesterday.
Yes, me neither. But you know, if you do go back and listen to the audio, somebody does say his name, but it didn't register that. You know, that was something to pay attention to.
That just means he was on the boat, right?
Right, right. Well, and
Okay.
they was. I think somebody was saying stop Bart. I think that's what it was. That's what I heard. I think they were saying stop. But what was he
Up
doing?
until then, I'd never heard of Art.
You haven't? Yeah, like I didn't pay attention to it other than when you listen to the audio. But like I said,
Right.
that could have been somebody on the boat, you know. Jenny said, "Damn it, Bar." Like, you know, I'm just like I said in the opening, I'm gonna call because he played at my high school, but we're close with his family, and so he's the starting quarterback. Now he was at William and Mary the past few seasons, but this is his first season as um, the quarterback at Wyoming, and I know that Bart is the kicker at Wyoming. But like I said, you guys will hear this, but Bart's family is prominent and like the pride of Ocean Springs because his dad played in the SEC for the University of Florida back in 1990 something. And so he's the pride of the city. And then this is his son who also looks like he has a promising future. Well, barring how this turns out, you know what? I can't even say that because he could still have a promising future, even if it comes to be that he is guilty. We're not saying he is. We're not saying he is. We're saying if he's found to be guilty. All right, I want to make sure we put that out there because people be on here. You said he did it and he did. No, I'm saying if it comes out that he did do it, he could still go on and get what they are projecting him to be as far as the NFL kicker. Um, Jenny said he was dating Katie McCormick. I don't know if they're still dating today. From what was said on Facebook, I think she was breaking up with him or had broken up with him, but he didn't want to let her go. You know, you think about it, and I'm not trying to give him an out. I'm just putting in perspective. This was the star football player in the area. He's looking to be an NFL player. I mean, they're projecting him to be an NFL player. He's already got endorsements from ESPN. So he's on the, he comes from money. The family's money. And not all, but most of the times when you have kids in this situation, they have a sense of entitlement, right? They can't lose the girl because, well, look at who they are. You can't tell them no because they've grown up getting everything they wanted and getting it their way. And so when that happens, they end up, you know, not knowing how to handle it because they've been given everything growing up. They've never been told no, and so now he goes off to college. He's doing his thing, and his girl, I don't know, whatever she was at this time, is talking to somebody else who seems to be a stellar football player in his own right. Right? We can say that about Nolan, and it's Mississippi too. It's Mississippi, and so the fact that not only is she dating somebody else or allegedly talking to somebody else, but that color hue comes into play too. It could be something that made him upset. Definitely seeming as if he's entitled or something. And I can already see I'm gonna have to spark up the. Yep, we already got there.
Yes, sis got us one first thing.
And we ain't even
Nursing
started the
feel like a
program.
nightmare?
We hadn't even started the program.
Gonna be a good day, Tater.
Look, do your finger exercises. Look like you're gonna be busy. It's okay. Look, we got time for it today too. It's okay. Wow, man. All right, let's welcome. Who was it? Pepsi Dog. Whatever. Our first invitee to the hashtag I'm gonna say a block party. I don't even think I stirred my coffee up good yet. But thank y'all for joining us in that. And if anybody else feels like they need to be invited, just say something out the way and we got it queued up, and we'll give you your theme song as you walk to your seat. All right, Tabby, welcome in, Tabby. Thank you for joining us for hashtag. I'm gonna say it. Amy, Jerry 415, I believe that said. Oh, Candy, welcome in. Welcome to hashtag. I'm gonna say it. Listen, y'all. Shakira Jones, pull y'all up a seat and hang out with us for a while. Thank y'all for joining us. We pray that y'all like the content. We just try to keep it a $1.50 over here. We don't try to do nothing crazy or outlandish or anything like that. Just try to keep it classy. Listen, it's okay to have a difference of opinion, y'all. We're all for a difference of opinion. You just got to do it in a respectable and mature manner. That's all. That's all we ask for. That's it. There's no gimmick to it. That's all it is. If you can't control yourself and you feel yourself getting in your feelings, either go ahead and exit out the live yourself, or we'll take you to the block party. All right. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. It says Katie was dating Bart. New photo evidence blows case wide open. Jealousy and fights. Nolan Wells case. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Okay, you guys, breaking news in the Nolan Wells case, and I promise you, you haven't heard this anywhere else. Bart, Katie, Nolan, and Trayvon. Y'all, let's get into this because we think we cracked this case wide open, but it's not just us. It's what the internet sleuths have also pieced together. You guys, we have to get into this. We believe we have motive. We believe
Good morning,
we
Rita.
have location, and we believe we had what really happened. And we are going to use Warren and Trayvon's own interviews along with some thought
Thank you
they
for
were
that heart
deleted
me.
Facebook posts.
I appreciate that,
and
Rita.
get into this. And I think this is the real reason why they all deactivated their social media accounts, because they didn't want us to know the history.
Let me pause real quick. She said Trayvon. No, I think it's Javon, not Trayvon. I believe his name is Javon.
The history of what? The history that Katie was Bart's girl. Who was Bart? Bart is Bart Edmonton Jr. He is a promising NFL player. Well, he's a future NFL player. Comes from a legacy line of football players. His family, his grandfather, his dad are big dogs down in Ocean Springs. And what's more, Katie was Bart's girl, Bart Edmonton Jr., and it is unclear on whether she was still his girl.
Yeah, Jenny,
now,
he
let's
did
not
slip
forget,
up. Hold on.
Let's put everything in order. Bart Edmonton.
Hold up. Let me tell you. My sister said Warren slipped up once during his interview and said Bart, but then said Buddy. That's true. He did do that. He most definitely did do that. Tabby said Trayson spell check. Yeah, Trayson's got something. I think he's mentioned in here too. I think he isn't innocent in this. I think there's something he did too. I can't remember. I think he said. I think he did an interview as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure, but he's in there. He's mentioned.
Edmonton Jr. No, when Warren was giving the interview, he kept saying, "My buddy, my buddy, my buddy." He only slipped up one time and said Bart's name. Now, the Marine Resource Division of Jackson County literally slipped up and gave out a Freedom of Information request. It actually gave us the audio, but what's more important, it gave the name of the person that reported Nolan missing to the Coast Guard. Oddly enough, that person was not Warren, the person that claimed to call the postcard at 11:45 p.m. on July 4th. It was, in fact, Bart Edmonton Jr., who called.
No, Sandra, he did not shed a tear. No remorse. No sympathy.
a.m. on July 5th. Keep that in mind. Bart and Nolan were not known to be close at all. But what's more, it seems like they had a woman in common. Now, we do know from the audio, Bart was in the comments.
All right, pause. We'll give you a chance. Kinley, what makes you... Nope. Yep.
I'm playing with this.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Matter of fact, this time,
Me
you know what
is tired of playing now. This just ain't we got fingers and we got attitudes.
And I love it. Look, y'all. Keep them warm. I forgot to put on my hat. So listen, let's explain it though, y'all, because we got some new people in here and I want to explain it to them what we're doing. Listen, we are cool with differences of opinion. Just, you have to do it with respect. You have to show you got some type of maturity, because we are grown in here. We're not saying you can't see it in a different perspective. That's perfectly fine. But it's how you present that. You see what I'm saying? And see, when you have people come in that Stitch Love, thank you for that heart me. I appreciate it.
Make sure
You
you
have
got
those.
some home training before you
That's
come
all.
in here.
That's all we ask for. That's it. We say it's wiping your feet before you come in our house. Because it's, and we say our house because not just us, our house, because even our viewers, this is their house too. This is, like we say, this is a community based podcast. All right. And so you have those that come in that didn't get enough hugs when they were little. On our Life 50, hey, how you doing? Welcome to hashtag I'm gonna say it. They didn't get enough hugs when they were growing up. They weren't told they were loved, and they come in and they just attention hungry. So they blurt out like stuff in the live that makes no sense. So I can't remember his name. That's not important, but we invite those type of people to what we call the hashtag I'm gonna say it block party. And we have a theme song for them, y'all. And so we would like to go ahead and give him his theme song as he walks to his table here in the block party.
A whole lot of money, y'all it for me. Bottle keep popping that water man, jacking. It's a party, it's a party, it's a party.
There it is.
It's a party, it's a party, it's a party. I put up on the drum. Roll up the drum, trying to get it done. Yeah, it's a party, it's a party, it's a party. It's a party, it's a party, it's a party.
Good question. From what I gathered though, let me see your name. I don't know why I blocked that out. Oh no, Life 50. Thank you for the hand hearts. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. The Risa Booth, whatever. I think she had broken up with him, but from what was stated, said she was his girlfriend, meaning past tense. So I'm assuming she broke up with him. And
Married, so it doesn't matter. You know, she's allowed to talk to whoever she wants.
that part right there. And she, and this shouldn't be the outcome, regardless of who she talks to. Just saying, good morning, bestie. How are you? Again, like I was saying in the opening, I think when sometimes, I'm just going to say sometimes, when you have people or kids that grow up not being told no, having access to everything that they want, it's hard for them to be rejected, or in this case, have a girl break up with them and not want them because they think that they are king shit of Turd Island. And so when the girl breaks up with them or leaves them and go with somebody else, it makes them feel less than, inadequate. And clearly they don't know how to handle it. Now, Katie and Nolan, they say they just met then. I'm not sure. I don't know. But like my sister said, regardless of when they met or how they met, that's who she chose to talk to. And she is at free will and free liberty to do so. That's what I'm thinking. Jessica said that the world owes them nothing, but they think it owes them everything. Yes, exactly, Bessie. Exactly. They have this entitlement, right? Dee jealousy. Y'all are on point. They have this source of entitlement. You can't tell me no. I get what I want, you know. And just so y'all know, this is universal. I mean, we speak about one all the time that's a narcissist and think he got to get anything he wants, but he's in Fort Dix right now. All right. So don't think that we just we saying this because he's YT. No, we just saying it across the board. It's what it is. Sister Ocean Springs may be scared of them, but we aren't. That part right there. Hashtag we gonna say it. That's just, I mean, it's what it is. And so, just as they need that old fashioned punishment, you know, where you can't sit down. Yeah. Yeah. You know, hold on, y'all. Let me cue, because I know we're going to get some more in here. I tell you, we get the most party goers when we're talking about the Nolan Wells case. As crazy as that is. Dee said exactly, and especially no black kid. Exactly. Exactly. It's just, she don't want to be with it. And that's fine. She has a right to move on.
Sections. I have evidence, but let me just give you the preview. Bart was in comment sections on people on either Instagram or Facebook being like, I've been in Montana for a year. What are you talking about? Trying to act like he wasn't down there on July 4th. The whole story changed when the incident report came out and his name was on the incident report as the one that reported Nolan missing. And even though you have been, not Montana, even though you have been in Wyoming playing football, you came home for July 4 weekend. Now, let me get this, right? Someone posted a picture of Katie and Bart. Now, they tried to delete this picture, but everything lasts forever on the internet. They look real comfy. They look really hugged
that was a
up.
great question.
It looks like Katie
Jamie,
and Bart at one point
Jamie Armour,
have been sweethearts
because
or
they're
at
not,
least
because they're
more
not this.
than friends. Now, Bart's been living and playing football
They
in
should
Wyoming.
be arrested. You're right.
We know the lives of college football players, right? And what happens when they leave their hometown sweetheart? That does not mean that that hometown sweetheart is off limits when they go back home.
Let me catch Stacy's comment. I think he did, and it was recorded and sent to those kids that looks like him in that night video. Are you talking about the one where it looks like they picked him up and dropped him on the ground? Katie will tell it all soon. I pray that she does. But when she do though, Polo, I see it now. Polo, thank you. Thank you for joining the hashtag. I'm gonna say it. I think if she does, and when she does, she's gonna need protection, and she might need to even be away from that town. Because as we can see, Nolan's mom was already being harassed at her job, only to find out that Bart's dad works in the same building that she works in. Y'all see how this goes? It's the same thing in Collin County, Texas, when it comes to Carmelo Anthony case. These people know each other. They're connected with each other. They look out for each other. And those of you that still think that Carmelo Anthony deserves to be in prison, you need Jesus. But this is how these people get down. And this is what leads us to say that there's two different judicial systems. There's justice, and then there's just us. That's why we have to say that. Because if you're not affiliated with them, right, it's the good old boy connections. If you don't have that, then your justice system is just us. We got to come on here and speak and rally for you and talk in your favor. Because they're going to look out for each other. Sometimes, I don't know if y'all have seen this, but they have the Lady Liberty, and she's got the scale. Sometimes it's uneven, and in some pictures, she's got a blindfold on. I get it now. I understand that more now. The blindfold is, listen, if you got the right amount of money, then, hey, you can get off with things. That's what I'm seeing. All right.
Now listen to this. All right, let's start with Trayvon's interview, okay? Because everybody skipped over this, but this stuck in my mind. Let me give you my hypothesis. I believe that Nolan messed up being with Bart's sweetheart, whatever she is to him. Bart is big dog. He comes from a prestigious family. He's bound for the NFL. He's even sponsored by ESPN. He has big things in the future, which is why the town, I think, will collude for him. I think some type of fight or something happened where they tried to sun Nolan. And, of course, we know what happened. But here is my proof. Just listen to me, okay? Listen to...
The video is too quick.
Oh, boy. This commercial. Okay, I was like, hold on. She blacked out? All right, hold on.
Trayvon got to say.
Mad. I was genuinely really mad. But the last time I saw Nolan, I was walking to the boat. This was before the fight. It's me and my old lady. We had just got out of a group of people. Nolan was walking towards Wyatt's boat. I was walking in the opposite direction towards my boat.
Listen.
And I dabbed Nolan up. I made a slick comment about something, actually about the girl that he was with. I made a slick comment to him. I was joking around, and I kept going.
I made a slick comment about the girl that Nolan was with. What was that slick comment? Let's not forget Nolan was right next to the girl. Now, I know what you're saying. Who's the girl? Of course it's Katie. If you don't want to believe me, let's listen to what Warren has to say.
And not even 10 minutes after that is when I got into a fight.
You guys get ready to leave out
Listen to this.
there, getting towed out.
Yeah.
And then where's Nolan in this situation?
Well, Nolan was, the last time I saw Nolan was 3 o'clock. And Nolan was cradling a girl in his arms, Katie, Katie. And Katie, Nolan was sitting there. And the last time I saw him, I looked at Nolan, and Nolan was like shaking his head, laughing. And I was like, dude, you crazy. I was like just joking with him. And,
Good morning, Foot.
But anyway, Nolan, that was the last time I laid eyes on him. But when we were leaving.
Now, why, if Nolan is cradled, first of all, Trevon or Javon, whatever it is, his name, he walked up
Right,
to
right,
Nolan,
bestie.
dabbed him up, then said some slick shit to Nolan about Katie. Why Katie was sitting there. Could that slick shit have been, yo, that's Bart's girl. What are you doing? Let's not forget Bart is 200 pounds. He is big dog, and he is the hometown hero because everybody thinks that he's going to make NFL soon. He's also 21. He comes from a very powerful, prestigious family and a family that comes a history of football. So he goes up and he's like, and said some slick shit about Katie. Now, everybody knows Katie. So what slick shit are you saying? Then Warren says that he says Nolan, and he said, and they both said the last time they saw him was around 3 o'clock. He looks at Nolan.
Hold up. What did we say about what Miss Mecca? I think I'm saying that's right. Miss Mecca. What did you say? Correct. Say what you said. You talking about what I said or what you talking about?
I think
Oh,
he's
Warren.
talking about what Tisa was saying.
Okay, got you. I was like, hold on, which part you asking about? Okay, I got you. All right.
His head like, yo, you crazy. And Nolan shakes his head too. Why would you say, yo, you crazy, unless Nolan was pushing up on forbidden fruit? And even the way he was like, yo, he was cradling Katie as if somebody would have the nerve to be with Bart's hometown honey. Anyway, Bart, he's the confirmed name on the missing person Coast Guard report. Why would Bart, who's not that close with Nolan, make the missing person report? Meanwhile, why would Bart, who's not that close with Nolan, make the missing person report? Meanwhile, Warren is asleep to the point of his dad had to wake him up to be like, yo, what's going on? Also, he was mentioned in the Cito audio. We all
Okay, I got you, Miss Mecca.
Bart, stop. What was Bart doing on that boat when Bart had his own boat? Also, the cleaned up audio, you clearly hear Nolan's name too. The GPS location matched Fort Bayou residents on water with private deck access. So when they looked at GPS, when they get to the Fort Bayou, that was Bart's family's house. They have a private deck right outside their house, and they have a pool in their house. And there was an attempt to conceal involvement by claiming to be in Wyoming for 1 year. Also, he came out the gate, I've been in Wyoming, until the audio placed him as being on the boat. But there's more, you guys. There's more. Hold on. This is Bart Edmonston. He's number 18 for Wyoming. I don't know. I think it's the Cowboys. They said before Wyoming, Bart Edmonston, a 6 foot, 200-pound punter, is a junior college transfer from Jones College. He's native to Ocean Springs, Mississippi. In 2 seasons, he's averaged 44.7 yards per punt. Apparently, it's really good. On 89 attempts, he's also recorded 45 pumps inside the 20-yard line. Anyway, who cares? He's earned an NJCAA All-America and All-Region honors with the All-Conference honors. He's a graduate of Ocean Springs High School. He was named 6A All-State, and his team was 23-2 in 2 seasons. His father, Bart Sr. was an all SEC place kicker at Florida from 92 to 96 and was on the 96 national championship team. His grandfather also played for the Florida Gators. I think it's Florida Gators. The point
Correct.
is he comes from a legacy football family, but his dad is also the head of pain management and anesthesiology in one of, I believe, the biggest hospitals. His mom also does big things too. Again, Ocean Springs will protect. Remember when Trayvon was like, I feel some type of way about Ben Crump, because at the end of the day, Ocean Springs is going to look out for Ocean Springs. Yeah, y'all all sticking together, Oh, also, Tiff Battle said Barty Jr. has a promising NFL career. He's currently
I
being
agree with you, Ms.
sponsored
Mecca, on that. They are.
ESPN. I'm thinking this is the reason Warren kept
Yes, a
saying my
kicker.
buddy is to remove Bart from the conversation. Oh, but the audio that came out, someone mentioned his name in that recording, but Bart said he hadn't been on the island in a while. Bart is a liar. They're protecting Bart Jr.'s NFL career and the Dr. Bart Sr., who works in the same building as Christine. I'm telling you, this thing is a huge cover-up, and the key players have a lot to lose. Maybe let's get into some other stuff. Tristan
Yes, they are
said
busted.
Nolan called him. And here's the thing. Somebody brought up a really good point that they were trying to leave Nolan. Nolan was messing with Katie. Bart, the big dog, was back in town. Everybody was trying to be under Big Dog, Mr. 21-year-old, 200-pound, about to go pro football player from a very, very rich family. People are surmising that they were actually trying to leave Nolan. Listen to this. Tristan said Nolan called him 2 times at 11 a.m., but he didn't answer. Not that he missed the calls or called back, but that he didn't answer. Again, he goes on to repeat. Nolan's called me 2 times to see where we're parked. Says he then saw Nolan and Wyatt on the dock around 11 a.m. Nolan goes out on Wyatt's Triton. In this picture, Warren can be seen in the background on Palm Beach, Wyatt's family's second boat. This is Wyatt right here with the shades and the glasses. All right, let's keep going. You see they're trading the bees. Let's keep going.
Have you ever wanted
Yes,
to see
Brandy.
your home
That's
from
her.
space?
That's who's talking.
Guys, get ready to leave out of there.
Hold on, y'all. A good point was made when they said they tried leaving Nolan home. Everyone was voting Nolan that morning. This is before, of course, they set off. Warren says that his family, friends, and group chat have been planning for weeks. He says on July 3rd, Nolan spent the night at mutual friend's house, but he says he and Wyatt, right?
There she is, Brandy.
Warren
She on
and
point like a
Wyatt
fax machine.
woke up on July 4th, got breakfast, and headed to the dock. He says, Nolan wasn't with me, which means they left him. And they said Nolan got to the dock around 10:30. Now, and again, why would they be trying to leave Nolan? It's obvious that they were. Nobody was messing with him. Nobody wanted him to come. Everybody was missing his calls. That's what it seems from the boys that are his best friends. And then when they get to the island, everybody's making comments about Nolan being with Katie. Even so far as Warren shaking his head like, man, you crazy. Because who would mess with 21-year-old big dog Bart's girl or girl crush, whatever she is to him? There's some type of ownership. Now, there's another comment that I want you guys to think about, okay? Because it's kind of like I feel like this case is going to be blown wide open because a lot of things that we've been feeling, same people on the internet are having the same thoughts, which means a jury would have the same thought.
This is from, okay, what she's about to read is a post on Threads from user DAC, D-A-C, Jess, Jess 24. And it says to Nolan Wells.
Across a bunch of random people, that means the truth is starting to come out. They said the Nolan Wells narrative that I'm having trouble wrapping my head around isn't that he was left there. Fine. Maybe he wanted to stay and keep partying, but supposedly there were dozens of boats there at the time. So every boat left with him there by himself. He just waved goodbye to dozens of different boats until he was the last person standing on this island by himself with no phone. That doesn't make sense. even for a drunken teenager, and even for people to see the drunken teenager. If you're the last boat to go, you'd be like, yo, do you need a ride? What are you doing? How are you getting home? I would assume. Also, there's this
This
one
is from
last comment
Highest
that I think sums
Vibration
it up
3.
nicely. For all this week, the story has been that Nolan stayed with Katie. This has been all over everywhere. Both Warren and Tristan gave interviews and never mentioned somebody saying they saw Nolan at 6 p.m. All of a sudden, keep in mind, the audio gets released. And now all of a sudden, there's 2 random people that can spot Nolan at 6 p.m. out of 400 people. I don't believe anyone who corroborates their story out of the blue. Now that the last story fell apart because they all know each other, they've shown they will cover for each other. You guys, this cover up is falling apart. I know they're rushing to get this to the grand jury so they can say there's no proof and the case falls apart, but Ben Crump is on it, and it looks like that wrongful death suit is moving forward, and the power of that is not.
Low Lewis Brown says, yeah, because drunken teenagers only do what makes sense. Well, I wouldn't even so much say teenagers. There was adults around who are covering it up, and I think they should know better. Honestly, I think kids and adults that are involved should be arrested. Because let's be honest, let's keep it $150. If the shoe was on the other foot, would have been arrested a long time ago. They would have been guilty till proven innocent.
Not just the money part, it's the fact that they can conduct their own individual investigation with subpoenas and court orders. And please believe he's already started sending out preservation documents to everybody who, when, where, and how, from the parents to the kids to the authorities to everywhere else. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I will talk to you later.
Fully agree with what she say. Let's give it up to Teaser Tales for great coverage on it. I've already liked it. All right, y'all. So those of you that are new in here, first and foremost, again, thank you for coming in and joining us here. Hashtag I'm gonna say it. Your gift is a present to. Your presence is a gift to my moderators and I, and it is a gift that we are thankful for. Listen, let me let you in on something. We keep it $150 over here. We don't see no color. We're not taking up for nobody because they're BLK. We're not taking up for nobody because they're YT. We're just gonna stand right in the middle. What's morally right is what we're gonna try to stand on the best that we can. Right? And sometimes we may get that wrong, but this is how we see it. So here's the portion of the show where we are going to open up the panel. Now, those of you that want to come up and give your account or give your opinion, perfectly fine. Whether it's in favor of what we agree on or what we think, or even if it's not, if it goes against it, you are still welcome to come up on the panel. Few things. We just need you to follow a few rules. Number 1, you get a solid 2 minutes. That's it. 2 minutes. Not being mean, but in case somebody else wants to come up, we keep that open. All right? Put a 1. Yes. Put a 1 in the live right now. If you would like to come up, I am going to open up the panel now for invites. If you are watching, if you all are watching this on YouTube, do me a favor. Please subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up button. Hold on 1 second, brother. Give it a thumbs up button. And leave a comment. All right, on you, brother. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. You know, this has become a travesty of justice for Nolan Wells, the young brother. May he rest in peace. Now, as an avid boater and responsible boater and a boat captain, I'm responsible for everything on my vessel, regardless of a sandbar or a candy bar. Okay? Mm-hmm. If I leave someone on a sandbar and something were to happen to them, guess what? They would be on me like stink on you know what. Okay? Nice. This was premeditated. It was badly thought out. 18-year-olds around a 21-year-old, 22-year-old. I know that's college age. We had this spring break stuff. You even got old people at spring break now, which is ridiculous. But it was thought out. It was planned. I said from the beginning, when forensics gets done And you know it's conspiracy at the top or at the higher level when a television show has to break. Hey, what's that sound in the background? Who's that talking? All those communications. They didn't decide. I mean, they know every conversation digitally that they can go into and figure out who's who. All those adults should be held accountable, and those younger adults should be held accountable. And I said from day one, it was about Katie. We're talking about Mississippi.
Yeah, you did say that.
And what in the heck? And I'm going to say this: does this promise of going from Jutco to the NFL make him a superstar? When you got high schoolers leaving high school going to play football, you see what I'm saying? I call it the prom king and queen conspiracies. That's all it is.
I like that.
You know, these Cypress kids and whatever you want to call them trees that they grow down there, they all stick together. The good old boy network, that judge, she should be disbarred. She should be taken off the bench because she's part of this. And she needs to be reviewed.
I agree with you on that.
And for the state examiner, they need Dr. Baden or Biden. They don't need this clown. You're missing parts. I don't want to get too graphic. I'm going to be short. You're missing parts to a deceased person is a crime alone. Is a crime alone, and they know it. But see, they think everybody outside of, that crooked letter is stupid.
Yeah, that's true.
We have you under the microscope now. So Bart and all your little buddies and all your little country club clan friends, you better be prepared because it's about to go down. And now I stand down, sir, and thank you for allowing me up. I'll drop down so someone else can speak, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you for it. Y'all W Foot in here. This is my man, Spots and Pans. I appreciate you, brother. You know you're welcome anytime. All right, we're going to go. I think that says Lonnie. Am I right? Hold on, Lonnie. No. Lanika. All right. It's on you. How are you doing? Lanika, did you mean to come up? Accidentally did it. No problem. Oh, there she is. Oh, come back up, Lanika. Come back up. I had disconnected you before you started speaking. We're gonna go to Char 9 real quick. Char 9, hold on 1 second, love. Let me get your countdown going. Get your timer on here. There you go. It's on you. You there, Char 9? Char 9. Going once. Going twice. Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Hello?
All right, it's on you. Hey, Lanika, welcome back. I'm sorry I dropped you by accident.
Not a problem. I've been watching this since the get-go regarding Nolan. I knew something was wrong when Judge Ashley Cole instructed everyone to delete and lawyer up. This is a modern day Emmett Tillman situation. It's testosterone, money, privilege,
Oh, yeah.
and it needs to be exposed. And I live in New Mexico, and I am outraged. I have been trying to call Ocean Springs Sheriff for over a week and a half. There is no answer. There is no one has ever called me back. It is quite frustrating to see this happening in light of what's happening in the federal government. We need to stand together. We need to protect each other. We need to call it out for what it is. toe to toe with a capital T, and we need to teach our children um, not to hide and be covert like these elite or privileged individuals that did this to Nolan. It's horrific. When our children aren't even safe. I have an Afro American granddaughter, half Hispanic, half Afro American, and she's in Occidental College right now. And not a day goes by that I'm concerned about her. When parents have to worry about their children in a country that is supposed to be unified, I don't know. We just need to pray, keep hope alive, and keep the torch of truth, and make these people accountable for what they've done to this community, to everyone, to the mother of Nolan. It's heartbreaking, and I thank you for your platform
Thank you.
and your time that you gave me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for coming up. You know, it takes a lot of courage to come up on panels like this and speak like you done. A lot of people are not going to agree with what you're saying, but you are definitely on point with what you're saying. And we thank you for coming here and spending time with us at hashtag I'm going to say it. You are more than welcome back anytime.
Aw, have a great day, people.
You too. Thank you. Y'all W Lanika. W Lanika in the live. R&R. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Because Radiant has been waiting. So if you don't mind, let me go to Radiant, and then I'm gonna come to you. Hold on, Radiant. Let me get your. Okay, go ahead. It's on you. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
So I'm good. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
Thank you for letting me join the live. So I have been consumed with this case since Independence Day. It's actually very, very devastating. And to be honest with you, I think this case is going to be the pinnacle as to where African American people are no longer going to sit down and just sit idly by. I think that the way that the case has been investigated, quote unquote investigated, and you start
You're
to
right.
see how many medical examiners, DA officials, sheriffs, judges, attorneys, doctors are all in cahoots with each other. I think this is actually going to be the pinnacle. Sad to say that this young man had to die for African American people to realize, you know what, enough is enough. That man was 18 years old. That young man was 18 years old with the brightest future. And I do believe that they could see that. And I do believe that that was a contributor to this man's death. We all know that YT people do have a strange obsession with African American people, and especially when they see African American people on the rise. So I say all that to say this: combing through all the evidence, combing through all the autopsy, combing through everything, what I think happened is, because I'm from New York City, but I've lived in the South. If anybody knows anything about July 4th and what July 4th meant to the Confederation, and the fact that it was the 250th anniversary of July 4th, to me, I think that Nolan naively trusts these people because they were friends with him for a long time. But as you can see, if you go on podcasts and you claim that someone is your best friend, but there's no remorse, no empathy, no tear, no sadness in your eyes, and you're just speaking as a matter of fact, you were indeed not his friend. It was a covert situation. There's people, there are celebrities that have passed away that I've never met that sometimes I think about and I still want to shed a tear for. So it doesn't make sense how you're claiming that somebody is your best friend in the whole world and this person is this and that, and there's no remorse, not a tear, not a cry. So I do believe that this was planned. Because I grew up in New York City and I lived in Texas for a while, I know what quote unquote initiations they do on certain holidays. Okay. I don't think that Nolan knew the extent as to what was going to happen. I think he was lured there under the pretenses that it was just going to be a normal day. And I think that when he got to that island and he saw the surroundings that he was in, it was a little bit too late. I also do believe that he was unalived on that boat. I believe that audio that came out with somebody named Traxton or Trixton or whatever his name is, and he
Trayston.
said, whatever his name is, he said that was him yelling for his phone. I don't believe that. I truly believe that it was Nolan saying, give me my effing phone back. What the F is wrong with you people? F you, bro. And I do believe Warren when he was saying we were yelling at him to get back on the boat. That makes sense. You took his phone, you took his keys because he was probably talking to that Katie girl, and you guys knew that Bart was going to be there, and Bart and Katie allegedly, because there's pictures circulating around, allegedly they were dating. And Bart probably still had residual feelings for this girl. And Bart is also in a position to where he can be drafted in the NFL. But so was Nolan. People keep forgetting that July 4th happened on a Saturday. He had D1 tryouts on Monday. I don't think that somebody who had D1 tryouts on a Monday would drink so recklessly and do all these reckless things when he's been practicing since he was 8, 9 years old to be a part of the NFL. He was a star on that team. He was a wide receiver on that team, and they saw it. A lot of times when people are envious of you, it doesn't have to be race, but in this case, you cannot count out that race was not a factor. So with everything boiling down to even the call to where you call the tow company and you said that you're sinking, you wouldn't be yelling at somebody to come back on a sinking ship. It's just common sense. So this is how I piece it together. And when I piece this together, I'll let the chat and I'll let you review what I'm saying. But this has been keeping me up at night because it's just killing me. So from what I think is this, they invited him out on that boat. It was premeditated. They already knew that they were going to do something to him. They probably didn't know that they were going to unalive him, but they probably knew they were going to do something, injure him or some way so where he couldn't be able to play at the capacity that he would be able to play for. So they lured him to that boat. He went swimming. He was relaxing. He was hanging out. He was an attractive young man. So I'm pretty sure women flocked to him. Okay. In Mississippi alone, we'll go back to the Emmett Till thing. It's something about Mississippi men who do not like seeing African American men with their women. Point blank. Period. Emmett Till was 14 years old when he got unalived for quote unquote whistling at a white woman. So imagine what somebody would do if they see your arm around a white woman, especially if you look at this man like competition when you are also a runner-up for the NFL yourself. I digress. So I'm going to go back to that point. So he probably was having fun, doing what he needed to do. He got back when he was on
Your
the boat.
customers don't do no damn good, G.
They took his phone. Sorry?
What were you saying, Lori?
Do what, honey?
Was you saying something to her?
No, baby, I had my mic muted.
Oh, I don't know how it came off. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Radiant.
No problem.
Go
So what I
ahead,
think
baby.
was,
I'm so sorry.
no worries, ma'am. So what I think happened is he was having fun. They saw the people that he came with, Warren, Wyatt, Traxton, whatever. And Bart, they saw what was going on and they became enraged. They knew this boy since the 8th grade. That's what they said. So they probably been watching his rise from the beginning. And when you shine bright, there's always going to be people that want to take your light from you. So what happened, what I think is this, he was having fun, whatever the case may be. When he decided he wanted to go back on the boat, he couldn't find his keys and his phone. So they said, this is what they said, that Bart pulled up. That means there were 2 boats involved, correct? So the audio that you're hearing, Bart probably took his phone and his keys to initiate a fight. And that's when that audio came out and saying, yo, give me back my effing phone. Give me back my key. Like, what's up with you? What's going on with you? And Warren probably yelled, get your A back on the effing boat so they could ensue a fight. And at that point, it's July 4th. 250th year, black person, only black person on the island, jealousy, alcohol, mixed emotions, residual feelings, YT woman. It was a combination of things that he was already between a rock and a hard place. It was already too late. So for him to go back on shore, he probably had to get back on the boat. He had no other choice but to get back on the boat.
Excuse me. Hold on 1 second, Radiant. I hate to interrupt you because I love the content that you're giving. Susan Taylor says it has already been debunked as manipulated audio. No, ma'am.
I don't believe her. And the reason I don't
No,
believe
ma'am.
her is because I don't believe that is because it went on ABC News, Nancy Grace, and also TMZ. Those are credible sources. Whether we want to refute them or not, those are credible sources. It was not audio, it was not debunked. It was debunked by social media. It wasn't debunked by actual mainstream media. So if you want to say something, just make sure what you're saying is actually accurate. All right. So we're gonna go back to what I was saying. So he got back on the
Sis
boat.
got her.
Yep.
So they lured him back on that boat, and he probably already felt like tensions were high. The buddy that Warren is talking about, we have to remember, Wyatt is the judge's actual son, and Warren is the judge's stepson. So Wyatt and Warren have a great relationship. So Wyatt probably got into an altercation with Nolan. Nolan was probably putting belt to A, and Bart, because he had residual feelings, probably put Nolan in a chokehold or hit him behind the head and put him in a chokehold. Case in point, why they have that reddening in the back of his head. Case in point, why the throat was missing. Because you can't rule out drowning if there's collapsed hyoid bones. I work in the medical field. If you're doing autopsies on people, why are you not bringing pieces of the body with the person if you're going to be doing a thorough investigation? That should have been logged. You broke the law there. You're supposed to document that. Even if you kept it, there was no log stating that you kept that. So, so with the call, somebody called the grandfather first. After they saw that he wasn't responsive, they called grandpa first. Then grandpa told them what to do. That's the audio that we're hearing. Is he dead? Oh my gosh. And the person did not say, oh my God. The person said, Nolan, you're about to die. Oh my God is 3 syllables. Nolan, you're about to die is 4 syllables. If you listen to the audio closely, it's not oh my God. They're saying, Nolan, you're about to die. That's why they were so calm. And it's funny how you're so calm with somebody dying in the background. Sound kind of like you did it before, huh? Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they called grandpa
Hold on.
first.
I'm gonna give you 1 more minute, then I gotta go.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
So they called grandpa first, and then Bart had a boat. So that's why you hear on the audio, oh, Bart, pull up next to me, pull the plug line out so they could have the boat sitting there. So they transferred Nolan's body to Bart's boat. And that's why the GPS shows that his boat was in Fort Bayou when he said he wasn't there. And it was docked for an hour and 15 minutes. They cleaned the boat. They cleaned the Triton and they cleaned both boats. And then they had Nolan's boat on that body and then transported him back down to the island 2 days after, because the parents said that they went to that island, they didn't see anything. If anybody knows, we all take showers. We all been in baths. We've all been in beaches. If you've been in a body of water for a couple of minutes, what happens to your skin? It starts to prune. So you mean to tell me that boy was in ocean water for 2 days and he didn't bloat? They killed that boy.
Oh, Radiant girl,
So
I was
that's
throwing shoes at
Hold
you
on.
and
Hold on.
everything in the
Oh, hold
comments.
on.
so basically it's a
Hold on
cover
1
up.
second, niece.
It's a cover up. It's jealousy. It's all this. But if you have common sense, you'll see that they killed that boy. And thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. That's all I wanted to say on the topic.
Oh, thank you for coming up. Y'all give it up. And W Radiant Soul. She
I
did
was
amazing.
throwing
She
my
welcome back
shoes,
anytime.
girl. I was throwing my shoes, girl. Oh, she left. I wish she would have stayed up here. I said, you
Oh,
better say that.
well, I'm dropping people now because we got people wanting to come up, so I'm just rotating. That's
Whew.
all.
Oh, man. She said a
Hold on,
mouthful.
niece. Hold on 1 second before I come to you. R&R Life was supposed to go next.
Go
Stay
ahead.
right
No
there, niece.
problem.
Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Don't you go nowhere. R&R Life. Come off mute, love. R&R Life, are you there? Going once, going twice. R&R Life. All right, we're gonna have to move on. You waited for so long. I apologize, but I tell you what, come if you in the live still, you want to come back up, come on up. Just request up, and I'll bring you up immediately because you did wait. Sis, let's see if we can restart your time. I mean, not sis, niece. Hold on, we're gonna end it. Let me redo that. All right, go ahead, niece, on you.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to say everything really fast, y'all. I'm so sorry if I'm out of if I'm a little bit out of order. Okay, so um we've been working on this case since it dropped, right? First thing that was suspicious, they called his mom. They called his mom and he left there with them. He went and stayed the night at their house, right? He stayed all night at their house. They went to the island. You can drop that right there. And come back to me on. I gotta take a picture real quick.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
come
all
on,
right.
Chris, yeah, she was. They just send them as soon as I get. That's why I try to talk when I got the chance to. Um, okay, he left back out real quick. So I'm gonna
Okay.
make it real quick. So he stayed the night at his house. He stayed the night at their house. They went to the island together, right? Rule number one: whenever you go out anywhere with your friends, the people you left with is the people you're supposed to come back with.
Mhm.
That's one thing. Two, the young lady Katie, right? Now I seen photos circulating around on social media that Katie knows Bart, right? We know Bart has something to do with it because he was on the boat log, correct? Right.
Mhm.
We also heard in the background in the audio like Bart hollering and also Warren, or who's that? Warren or White, one of them two on the phone, right? I believe that this whole situation stemmed, like she said, from him having dealings with women and women. Katie being one, and we don't know because it was also other girls on that boat when that call was being made.
Facts.
So I feel like it has something to do with Katie. Somebody got jealous. They, how dare you talk to one of ours or try to take one of ours? And it escalated. He made it back to that boat and he never made it off that boat.
Yeah.
Another
Yeah.
thing that was very suspicious. Why are you power washing a boat at 3 a.m. in the morning?
Thank you. That's what I'm talking
Bing,
about
bing,
right there.
bing.
That's what I'm talking about right there, niece. What sense does that make?
Another thing, he had a contusion to the back of his brain where his occipital bone relies. So for him to have that type of contusion, two things could have possibly happened. Either he was hit in the back of the head with something, or he was choked
Really?
out and his head was pressed up against where those bars were that you hold on to when you're looking to peer over the boat.
Mm.
And
So they
it's
put
giving the
pressure on it.
second one, yes, it's giving the second one because why did y'all keep his throat?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying.
You sold him, you stitched his throat back up and got sent him. Now, in the state of Mississippi, it is not illegal for them to keep initial body parts when it is under investigation when they're doing more research on it. Okay? But what is illegal is the fact that you did not notify
Yeah.
and put
No
in a
documentation.
preliminary documentation that you were keeping the throat. You stitched him back up and you sent him, and you sent no notice on what you were keeping and why you were keeping it. That's what make it illegal.
I appreciate you, niece. Thank you. W my niece Doc Holiday in the live. We're gonna move on, niece. Okay, come
Go
back up.
ahead.
Okay. All right. So Benny, I think that's Benny. You next. And then we got April after you. Let me get your timer set up here. All right. Go ahead, Benny. Going once. Going twice. All right. April, it's on you. How you doing? Am I saying that right, April?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Am I pronouncing your name right, April?
It's April, but April is good.
April. I like that. No, that's different. I like that. April. Okay. It's on
Thank
you, love.
Yeah, so first of all, I'm a 42 from Georgia, 3 biracial kids of 23 and younger. I have one question, and she might have just touched on it, but I didn't get a clear answer. How come the first examiner did not see the laceration or the injuries at the back of the neck? How could that be missed? And if something like that was missed, what makes that examiner capable of doing any other exams? Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
why is she even there is what I'm saying, because that doesn't seem like something that would have been missed. That's not a hard finding. Am I correct? I don't know nothing about this, so you can correct me if I'm
Okay. No, what you're saying makes sense now.
okay. And my other question is, I am really torn between the people saying that they saw Nolan on the beach after 4 versus him being on the boat. How do we know if he was really seen? I know Javon, his friend, said he spoke to him after 4. And then there's supposedly came out 2 or 3 other people that have also made statements that he was there on the island. Do you have
Now,
any?
Okay,
well,
so
yeah, he was on the island. You're correct. The thing about it is, they were saying that he chose to stay back with Katie, and Katie saying no, he was getting on the boat with his friends. Now, the thing about it is, they also said that their boat had, I don't know, the pump had came out or messed up or something, and that they were sinking. But yet, it goes on to show that they have made multiple trips on the water after the boat was allegedly sinking.
So this morning I saw where that people had put their eyes on Nolan and Katie in the water getting intimate, whether it was just kissing or playing or hugging or more. And that was after the guys had left. That's, like I said, and I know a lot of this is people's opinion or throwing, just lies into I was just wondering if that was the case. And second is it possible? Is it possible that they were saying, get into the boat, the first boat, not Bart's boat, because they knew there was tension and they were trying to remove him from a situation? Because it's hard for me to believe that many young boys are that smart to be able to sit there. And why I say that, like the first interview, I don't know the white guy's name, but he was the first one to do an interview with
Warren.
Tatum. Was it Warren?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's talking a lot, and most of the time, and I grew up in law enforcement. My mother retired as a chief of police. Most people who are involved or is telling lies don't speak so much, don't go into detail, they just don't talk because they can't keep their lies together. Now, I do believe I'm totally thinking Bart and the girl has something to do with it. I just don't know if all the guys are included. That wouldn't make sense to me to put that many people involved in a murder, because obviously someone's going to speak.
Well, let's start with the people saying that they saw Nolan and Katie together. Understand that this came out after the audio was leaked, and so the deal is okay. Well, why y'all didn't say that before? Are you only saying it because now this audio is leaked, and now the lies that y'all were telling is really exposed? Now, again, you still have people saying, we had people in here who came in and stated, well, that audio is fabricated. It's not true. And that ran for a while. It had life for a quick second because it has been already authorized that it is true. That is an actual audio call. Now, you also have where you got, I think it was Warren that was on the phone with the CETO people. I think that's who that was on the phone. But you had a grandfather also on the phone saying, no, we don't need help. So you already got 2 contradicting stories already going on at the same time. Whereas if truth was being told, the story would be uniform. There'd be no reason for it to be different. And then also, when she asks him, okay, how deep is the water? And she asks him, ankle, knee. He's like, I don't even know. It's just, we're just on the, okay, if you're standing in water, if we go to the beach, shout out to you first and foremost, you're my fellow Georgian. But if we go to the beach, you're going to know if you're in ankle deep water or if you're in knee deep water. That's a simple question.
Agree.
Now, also, when she asked him his location, he did what's it called, neurotical. I think the neurotical numbers. He said it perfectly. He said it perfectly to her, right? But then when she asked how deep was the water, he's like, we're in 17 feet, we're in 31 feet deep water. There's a stark difference between 17 feet difference and 31.
Yeah, I agree. That call was definitely, it didn't sound right. It didn't sit right with me neither. Yeah, and it doesn't even sound like Warren, not the same guy who gave the interview, who did the call. Maybe the alcohol has something to play with his voice tone, but that whole call just seemed set or just disturbing to me. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, and that's all it is. Also, one more thing before you go. They were in the beginning. They kept saying that there was no signal on the island. There's no way you could use a phone on the island, but yet they made the call from the island. Like, you see how that already messes you up. Like,
no, I agree. That doesn't make sense neither. I mean, a lot of things don't make sense, but it doesn't make sense to me that this many people could be involved, that many people could be around the island and not see anything.
Wyatt, that's it, not Warren on the call. Sorry, Wyatt. Thank you.
Wyatt. Yeah. But there is a Warren, correct?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's probably only 2 or 3 people involved. I don't think there's as many. I do think parents and maybe other people are starting to put 2 and 2 together and are asking to be quiet, but actually involved, I just would hate to see. I mean, just me having, like I said, a biracial kid or children, and they have all friends that grew up with them. It's hard for me to believe that someone could be that evil. You always have one, but to have that numerous amount of boys together to be okay with unaliving or harming another one of their friends, that's hard for me to put my mind on.
Yeah, well, and let me answer your second part of your question too, because you was saying like, I don't, how could all of them be involved? Well, here's the thing: if they weren't a part of it, and even if they knew this was gonna happen, why not just say, look, Nolan, we're not going out to the island today. What's his name? I forgot it that fast. That's
Warren or Wyatt or Javon?
No, the guy that's in love with the guy that was dating Bert.
Bert, yes.
Bart. So they were saying, listen, Bart is gonna be out there, and we don't want nothing to happen. So let's just find something else to do. We could stay at the house. We could do fireworks here at the house. We don't need to go to the island. I don't want nothing to happen to you. I'm your friend. You see? But now, none of that happened. They didn't even have to take him to the island. Because from what Tisa Tales was saying, they were already trying to leave him. But I don't even stop right there. I'm going to say, well, I'm just not going to, let's just not go. If I know something bad going to happen to you and you supposed to be my boy, let's just not even go. I love you or I care about you enough to not even put you in a predicament to where your life could be in danger.
But with you saying that and you being like that, and I feel like that's how my group of boys are, and their friends, for not one person to stand up for him or to fight back for him, don't you find that a little odd? Or no?
No. Well, no, because it's Mississippi. And even here in our state, that it happens. Unfortunately, I don't know where you live in Georgia, but where I live in Georgia, I'm right in the lap of the Civil War and the civil rights.
Okay, so I was from Dooley County, very, very racist town. Grew up, I don't know if you know where Vienna is.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so I grew up kindergarten through 12th. So I 95% black, 5% white. So I honestly don't. When I moved to Atlanta area or Carrollton area, I felt uncomfortable because there wasn't that many black people. So just to kind of give you an insight of where, and I teach my kids, they are biracial. Again, look, you love everyone hopefully will love you, but they're not. If you're hanging out with a bunch of white people and something goes down, you're probably going to get blamed because that night you're going to be black, so I try to be open-minded and what's really going on. But at the end of the day too, I don't see the racism between that age of kids. I don't see it here in Carrollton, Georgia. And they all stick together. Do they fight amongst each other? All the time. Within 30 minutes afterwards, they're hugging, they're loving each other. Has some of them road to success? Yes. Are some of them still working at McDonald's? Yes, but they're still friends. And it's just hard for me to wrap my mind around the fact that that many guys who grew up with Nolan, who seemed to be a very kind-hearted, good guy, could all sit back and let someone put harm to him. That's not sitting right with me, and I just don't know.
First and foremost, I'm very familiar. I went to University of West Georgia in 1998
Okay.
and 99. So Carrollton, and back then even they weren't for the mixing. You know, I mean, and of course they tolerated it. Some did, but there was some who didn't.
Correct.
But you're expecting you from other people, and that's where we go wrong at. Now, I love the fact that you have a heart where one, you don't see race, you see both come together. I try to teach my kids the same thing. Like, y'all got the best of both worlds. But at the end of the day, if it come down to the come down, don't think that they're gonna look at your mama's half. They're gonna look at your daddy's half. You're black.
Correct.
That's just what it is. Even with, now, if we go, let's pick Paulding County here. We can speak like this because you and I in the same area.
Correct.
Paulding County here. They don't want this. Polk County, Rockmart, Cedartown. They don't want us mixing.
Right.
You know, unfortunately.
But do you still see the kids being like that? I mean, our age, like I said, we were still in it, but we were moving out of it, if that makes sense. I know as a 18, 19, actually all my life, I never really dated a white guy. I know I went on a date, but just because I thought white people were mean or white men were mean. I grew up and I had to change my way of thinking. And as I had my children and 3 boys, and seeing other friends of theirs being both white, Hispanic, you know, Asian, whatever their friends, I don't see that prejudice. I don't see them being prejudiced over anything, success or their color, or we have a better house or I don't see that. They just hang out and love each other and they stick up for each other. Now, maybe not all kids are like that, but these kids aren't raised or have not had the problems that me and you and people older than us have had to overcome color. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. And to that, I have to say, first and foremost, give yourself and your kids as friends, parents, that y'all all deserve y'all flowers for not raising y'all children that way. But unfortunately, some households, even today, still raise their kids to hate for that. It's generational racism, unfortunately. So, yeah, you're right. Your group of kids, I mean, your kids that hang out with their group of friends, they probably haven't been raised that way, and that's a great thing. In fact, that's what we're trying to get to.
Right.
But
Now, I definitely think the Katie part. I still think the older parents, you know, our kids having daughters, white daughters, dating outside the race. I do think that's still a problem. I think I think this is where most of this rooted from was the Katie girl. I know my son in 5th grade liked a white girl and her dad said, no, he's black or he's biracial. And that was, you know, I had to tell my son, unfortunately, you're going to come across that in life until they get older and they can make their own decision, the women. So I definitely think it has involvement, the Katie situation. And I definitely think, like the lady claimed earlier, she thought that because the girl might have liked Nolan and Bart was upset about that. I think that had a lot to do, especially if he had been drinking or on drugs. It just kind of makes everything else a little bit more negative, I think. And he's white and he should be the better man for her. But again, it's hard for me to think that all these guys could sit here and watch someone get beat up that you were raised with, that you know, or to be unalive. That kills me. It really does. It hurts my heart to think that young people are okay watching that.
Yes, it is sad. If you don't mind, hang out. Simply the truth wants to talk to you as well, and I'm gonna let you all have a dialogue.
We got
Hello. Hi,
Jay
April.
Tudder one out of here.
I'm a.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Simply the truth. We got another one.
Jay Tudder.
Okay, ladies, do me a favor. If y'all would hold tight for 1 second. Again, we have people who can't control themselves and be mature, and we have to take them to the block party. So, if you all would just hold tight for 1 second, we got to get them their theme music going here.
I was getting bored.
You know, it's I like it when people can actually just behave, especially when they see people are talking. But once again, you know, everybody don't have a proper upbringing and know how to respect. So here we go. No problem. We got them covered.
Rita loves the block party.
It's a party, it's a party, it's a party. It's a party, it's a party, it's a party.
Let's make sure he finds his seat in the block party, y'all. We give him 2 complimentary tall boys of shut the fuck up. So he can enjoy the party from there. All right, y'all. Simply the truth. I'm sorry. We had somebody who couldn't be respectful. But now you and say it again, Aprella.
What is it?
Yes, it's
Okay.
April.
Yeah, I just wanted to say a few things because I'm not originally from the South. I'm from Philly, right? And even amongst people that live in Western PA, we don't know those folks. We don't claim them. Okay, we don't. We stay on 95. We try not to go out through 76. Right? Like it's a certain type of atmosphere. But I put it to you this way. You know, I would tell you this because my grandmother spent time in West Virginia. She has family in West Virginia and Alabama, and it was traumatizing to us when we went to go visit because, see, where we live at, you can't say things to people and do things to people without having your hind part handed to you. Okay, I don't care what color you are, you can't do that. And so people knew better. Now, when we went down south to visit her, it was a lot for us because we saw a lot of things that were not deemed acceptable where we are from. Okay, so I understand, that you want to believe that kids today aren't capable of doing such things, and I wish that was true. But I think it's also important not to let the belief blind us to the fact that it does happen and that it has happened, right? So if we start the assumption that young people could never act out of prejudice, we risk like overlooking when it does occur. And that's when every possibility needs to be examined, right? Because we shouldn't assume that race, like racism couldn't be involved, because I'm going to be honest with you. Mississippi, so a lot of things in Mississippi that people do on the regular, oh, that's just how they are. No, a lot of us don't put up, that's not acceptable in most places. We don't accept that excuse. And so I know when I went down to West Virginia with my grandmother, we were straight up told, hey, I don't know if there's anyone in here from West Virginia, don't go to Dingus. Don't you dare go to Dingus. They got a whole situation. They did a documentary on them. The coaches on the basketball team, the football team would tell the boys, listen, if you are melanated, if you got more than one drop, because even if you look passing and they find out, their dads will have an issue, and they put people on walls. And yes, what happened in Ding